Hi, this is Shovankar from Cognizant. As part of this demo, I'm going to show how you can do build, deploy, and test into multiple environments dynamically and achieve continuous integration using Jenkins. So for this demo purpose, I have created a sample project using maven artifacts. So this consists of a simple people process, which is a synchronous process, and it's a plain hello world process. So in order to configure the deployment, build and deployment, you need to go to Jenkins. So I have just started the Jenkins server here. The console looks like this. So in order to do the deployment dynamically, you need to first create a maven project. So let me create a sample project here. So I'm just giving SOA CI demo, and you need to select maven project and then click OK, and then it will ask for different configurations. So here I am creating this project, and I want to, when I'm doing a build and deployment, I want to make sure that it is parameterized so that I can do a deployment dynamically into multiple environments. So here you can give, or you can select this project is parameterized, and here probably in from the drop down you have multiple choices. So for this demo I'm going to select choice parameter. So let me give the name of the choice parameter as environment, and choices I will be using would be dev, sit, or prod. It's good. Now let's move on, and here as part of build you need to provide the build pom.xml file location. So I'll be providing the relative location here, and in the goals and option you need to give the maven goal that we are going to use. So it's pre-integration test. In the advanced section here we have option to use custom workspace. So here I'm going to give the location, absolute location, from where I will be looking for the pom.xml file. So once you do that, you just simply save it and apply. So it creates a new project. So now you have an option called build with parameter. So before I go ahead and try to deploy it, I will show you some modification in the pom.xml in order to achieve dynamic deployment. So let me go to the pom.xml file. Here this pom.xml file is automatically created when you create a SOA project using maven artifact. Now in order to do deployment into multiple environments dynamically, I have added uh, few plugins here, and also configured uh, those plugins for different environments. So if you see here, I have added a different plugin which is going to read this property file, environment property file. So this environment property files has multiple key value pairs. So it has all these properties. So I have given the dev server URL, dev username, password. So I'm just storing it here in the property file, and from the pom.xml file, as part of this plugin, you can define the profiles. So for different profiles I have defined the property, and those properties I am going to read from the property file, right? So let me go ahead to the Jenkins console. So here you have an option called build with parameters. Once you select on that, it gives you that drop down. So based on whatever you have selected, right, you have provided here, you can select the environment which you want to deploy. So I have a dev environment, so I'm just using my local server for dev environment. So in this server right now we don't have any process deployed. So let me go ahead and try to deploy it in the local dev environment. So for the dev environment I am just using this URL, localhost 7101. So this is my local environment. Now from Jenkins I'm going to deploy it. So in order to deploy it, just click on build, and it will start the build process here to monitor what's going on. From here you can click on the build itself and then go to console output, so it will just show you the current status. It is trying to build, so it's trying to build the SOA demo sync process. So the compilation is going through fine, and is now trying to deploy it to the local server. So it says finished, and it is able to deploy, should be able to deploy the service successfully. Now we can go to the server and check it out. So we have this new process now under default domain, and so we don't have any instance for this process at this moment, so probably we can test it out from here. But yeah, we can go one step further where we might want to do the testing using SOAP UI itself as part of the continuous integration itself. So in order to do that, what we need to do, we need to create a SOAP UI project. So I've already created this project here, and to create some of the criteria, past criteria, you need to add some assertion. So I have added an assertion here, and I have given the condition that if it contains the word hello, probably we need to consider that as a pass for that test case. So once I created this SOAP UI project, you just need to export that XML file, and then in the pom.xml you can give a plugin for the SOAP UI testing. This is the plugin we need to use for the SOAP UI testing, and here you need to provide the SOAP UI project that you have exported, the XML file. And also once you run this from Jenkins, it is going to create the test results into this target location. So let me show that to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this again. So let me go to build with parameters, and here I'm going to run this for dev environment again. This time it should do the build, deployment, and also the SOAP UI testing. So let me go to console output once more. Again, it is trying to deploy the process. This deployment is successful now. Now it is trying to use this maven SOAP UI extension plugin to do the SOAP UI testing. So now it should create an instance in the server. So everything is successful now. So let me go ahead and see if it has created a new instance or not. So yeah, we have a new instance created, and the SOAP UI test has also been performed, and it was able to return some successful response. So it contained the hello world, so this test case should be considered as pass. So we can simply check how the test goes. So this is the latest test results, so no failures. So here itself it shows up all the report. So we see the test case has been passed successfully. So now let me show you if we can do a deployment dynamically to some other environment. So for this demo purpose, we can use some other environment apart from dev. So in the environment properties files, I have given some other imaginary server names here. So ideally it should fail, the build should happen, but the deployment will fail. So let me select a different server here and try to deploy it into this new environment. So the build process has started. So if we go to the console output, you see the compilation happened successfully. So it is trying to connect, it is just trying to connect to sit.conf, this server, which is sit server, some imaginary server. So this server is not going to be reached from my machine, it's going to fail. But as part of this demo, we want to see how if we are able to do a dynamic deployment. So based on whatever drop down we selected, it was able to deploy to that particular server successfully. So I think, yeah, so the last build actually failed because it tried to connect to some other server which is not reachable. So I think, yeah, this is a demo where we have shown you how we can do a deployment to multiple servers dynamically using some configurations through Jenkins. Thanks for watching.